So I was messing around in Ableton today and just making some patches in Serum, trying to get can I get that Tramper and Never Say Die Black label sound, and I thought I'd hop on video and show you guys the process of how I made the Serum patches, etc., going over the sound design and whatnot. So I'll play it, and if you like how it sounds, stick around and I'll show you how it's made. Okay, so yeah, that's those are the bases, and I'll just dive right in. So the first patch, this byte, post processing, just a saturator, cranked out to 15 dB on the drive, nothing crazy special. A fat rack, I probably don't have to explain what a fat rack is by now, but quick explanation: just a bunch of saturation and multi-band compression. That's all there is. I'll leave a download in the description to this specific fat rack. But yeah, just throw it on basses and it just makes them sound really like good. Long story short. And EQ, pretty minimal EQ at the moment. Probably could use a lot more in depth, which I would probably use FabFilter Pro Q2 for. But just for now, before I go really in depth on the mixdown, simple. Okay, so the Serum patch. So on oscillator A, we have the wavetable body shell, which is from the Somatics Jaws wavetable. Essentially, what it is I'll show you really quick. So as you scroll to the right, it gives it like the effect of sync, like this bad boy right here. So it's basically like a weird looking, like a mixture between a saw and a sine that's like being synced. So yeah, got the FM from B, modulating LFO1 from 24 to 39. Wavetable position 183 minus 91. 2 in the unison, detune all the way to the left, blend all the way to the right, random phase all the way to the left. If you don't know what the random phase knob is, it basically, if I've got it set to 100%, see the region is highlighting. That basically means the wavetable cycles is going to start randomly in any of this region. So if you got it all the way to the left, it's always going to start from the same point. So you always got a consistent sound. So you're going to want to do that for both oscillators. And for oscillator 2, basic shapes. Oh, actually, let me finish this off first. Shape. -1 octave, +4 semitone, fine tune up 75. What's quite unique about this sound is you can get like a lot of different tones and variations on the bass just by messing with the semitones and the fine tune of each oscillator. So yeah, and that is LFO1, and no, sorry, that is oscillator A. And oscillator B, we got basic shapes on the sawtooth waveform, random phase all the way to the left, and you want to use the remap and draw a shape like this. Yep, got that, and we close that. There it is. Use LFO1 modulator all the way to the left. This is what it looks like, by the way, when it's modulated. Obviously, turn the volume down on oscillator B because we are FMing from B to A, so we don't want any of the we don't want any of the noise, just the signal. Sub on, direct out. LFO2 is modulating the main like movement of the sound, so the volume automations. And I'll get on to what it modulates in the effects tab in a sec. But LFO1 high peak 12, I think it's called, yeah. Modulating the frequency up, so it looks like this. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, it's on the wrong octave. So yeah, modulates up the resonance up a little, so you get a little peak. And I think that's all for the main section. As for effects, we got a bit of hyper dimension, mix on the hyper, turbo 15, detune 25, rate 40, size on the dimension 20, mixer on 20 also. And you're going to want to head to LFO2 and you're going to want to choose comms on the filter. Modulate the frequency back from about 1200, about 9 backwards. You can mess with this to get different sounds, but if you want this specific sound, you're going to want to copy the same settings. And modulate the damp from 100% all the way down to 0. and then you want the mix of the COM filter 75, and this, and we got LFO3 modulating the resonance of the COM filter at halftime. Also, make sure these are either set to envelope or trigger, whatever your personal preference is. But yeah, you're gonna want to make sure they are, otherwise they're just gonna play at random times according to what bit of your Ableton timeline you're on, or FL, whatever DAW you're using. EQ is it kind of resembles a high notch while it moves. So if you take a look, you have that moving backwards and this moving forward. So LFO2 modulate the frequency of the side of the EQ upwards from about 31 to 37%. I think LFO1, yeah, LFO2 on. You want to modulate the notch backwards from about 5300, back minus about 43%. Doesn't matter too much. Don't be too precise with this. And then a multi-band compressor, threshold minus 12.3, attack about 90, and the gain up 3.9. And yeah, that's the sound. As for the second sound, it's literally the same patch, just very minor things change. So the main thing that's changed in this sound is, rather than using the comms filter, we're using the reverb filter. So you get the frequency at 65, resonance 74, and the mix all the way up to 100. And also, messing with the semitones and the fine tune will give you a different tone. So this is what I ended up with this one. And yeah, that's what it sounds like. So as for the little background basses, we have this little really detuned wide square kind of bass that sounds like this in between all the basses to just fill her up a little. And then we have a glitch bass from the Virtual Riot heavy bass design, just following this bass to add a little extra to your sounds and just layering basses, like little glitchy sounds like this. You might not notice them while listening, but they like subconsciously hearing them, and they're just filling out the mix quite a bit. So yeah, the drums is pretty simple. I'm not going to go over them. It's just a basic kick snare, but I'll leave a link for the Serum patches in the description, as well as the body shell wavetable. Yeah. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. Hope you learned something today. If you did learn something, or if you enjoyed it, consider subscribing and liking this video. It would be tremendous help to the channel. And also, something you might want to consider is joining the Alive in Print Discord. It's probably the friendliest community I've been a part of as my time as a music producer, and there's always someone there to help, give feedback on a track, or just general chatting. Is like, I'd say it's 100% worth joining. I'll leave a link to that Discord in the description. Hope to see you there, and I'll catch you in the next video.